What's up everybody, we got ourselves a nice sunny day today, so we are going to be doing a battery change on the Kawasaki KMX 125. Alright, so first up, how do we know the battery's flat? Right, first off, ignition on and nothing happens. No neutral light comes on, nothing across here, nothing on the horn, completely flat. It will start without it. I've had it running with the battery flat, but the lights don't work and it's not ideal at all, especially as the MOT is coming up. So we're going to replace the battery today. First off, need the keys to take the seat off. Key goes in. I'm going to need two hands, hold on. Okay, so turn the key, release, it went back on. Okay, so we turn the key to release the seat mechanism. We're just going to lift that from the rear, pull the seat off, put it somewhere safe so I don't tread on it later. Next up, we're going to need to come to the right hand side of the bike and take this paneling off. So just some Phillips screws, 1, 2, and we'll whiz that off and get that done. Okay, those are undone. Just pull from behind it gently. And off comes the side panel. Again, put this on my seat. Same as trim light. That then exposes access to this cover. Yeah, we've got 1, 2, and then that will come off. We'll do that next. Ta-da! Right, that's done. We can now see the battery itself. Here it is. Alright, so there is a strap. Hold it in position, lift. I'm just going to remove that completely to get that out of the way. So it's kind of just wedged in there, tight. It fits very tight. It was quite hard to find a replacement battery that fits the exact dimensions of this one, so I did manage to find the same code and same part number battery. There it is. Did manage to find one on eBay. It should be turned up today. Next up, what we're going to do is undo the terminals. Okie doke, so I'll get a spanner on there and removing that sleeve on there as well. So you could of course come in on the top of these with a Phillips screwdriver. You'd probably get that one, but you'd have to take the exhaust off to get to that one, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use the spanner. Now, got my 8mm spanner. The 8mm open end of the spanner worked a treat, slacken them off, and then we'll get the strong fingers. I'm going to do this all the way to take the terminal off. So that is the negative terminal. So for safekeeping, I'm just going to wind my bolt back in. And then same on the positive terminal. So of course, when messing about with this sort of stuff, you just always want to be a bit cautious. Batteries have hazardous materials inside, and they can create sparks if you're not careful with it all. What is that? Some grease on the other end there. Oh, it's been greased up. Alright, someone took care of it, that's alright. So same deal. Wind that back in, keep it safe, we don't want to be losing stuff. Greasy finger. Okay, so what we have here is a breather pipe coming off the side of the battery. What I'm going to gently do, oh, just came off, that's alright. Just pull it off the side of the battery and just leave that there so we don't have to re-thread it through. Mess about with all that, which is cool. Okay, so we're ready to pull the battery out. tight fit. Alright, hold tight. So I've just been using a screwdriver to gently, don't want to break that plastic cap, but so I gently raise that and pull it just to clear those top fillers. So we'll crack on. Right, so with a bit of wiggling, a bit of pulling up from the bottom, got it free, and yeah, it was just snagging on that there. Seems to be a lot looser than the others and popped up. Never mind. Anyway, so that is one flat battery. That's how big it is. Quite heavy. But when I was trying to order a new one, it kept saying, oh, you need this one, you need this one. And I was like, well, no, because it will only fit into that cutout. There's a very specifically shaped and sized cutout. So I did manage to find one. I measured up that battery, found one. It was more expensive than the other ones, but they wouldn't have fit. They would just be flopping around. I would have had to pad it, and I didn't want none of that. Right, so boom, what I'm going to do is give this all a clean up, because that is way too dirty for my liking. Just, yeah, if you're interested on how I'm going to clean it up, just a little bit degreaser, household degreaser, and the wife's toothbrush. I'll get that in there, bish bash bosh. Okay, so we are back, and it looks like the same day, but it is in fact a week later. Yes, a week later. The battery did not arrive until after the weekend, and then it came, and I didn't realise that I would have to fill it up myself and do an initial charge, and I do not have a charger, so I had to go take it to someone that does. Luckily, I have a friend who has the equipment. So yeah, he filled up the battery acid to the upper level, which came with it. It's all there somewhere, battery acid, dangerous stuff. Obviously, if you're gonna have to do that yourself, you undo these and fill them up, watch the level rise and fill it to the upper level, and then do an initial charge as it says in the instructions, and it's ready to go on. So today we are back a week later, ready to put it on. It's MOT day as well, so a bit of a hurry to get it done, but there's old versus new. Should be the same one, the same fit. So we're going to put it back in here. I did clean it up a little bit as best I could without taking too much apart, but perhaps I'll do it another day. So we are going to wiggle it into position and reattach the breather pipe and the two terminals. All right, so let's get stuck in. Okay, and luckily enough, it is the right fit, which is good. So you just do have to prise that up a little bit to clear it past the yellow caps, but it's in there, it looks good. Next up, I'm going to quickly attach breather pipe back to here. Alright, so that should just push on like that, and of course we didn't take it all the way off, so it just follows its path all the way through. Just check this tucked in. Yep, all good. Down in there, out the way of everything, and that's just the breather pipe for the battery. Okay, so next up we are going to attach the terminals. We'll do negative and then positive. So we're going to wind these out, and what I am going to do is put a dab of grease on the thread, and just perhaps around this part of the terminal. Just helps with anti-corrosion and perhaps conductivity a little bit, but all for that anti-corrosion. So yeah, just some simple multi-purpose grease. I'll slap that on. I need 2 hands for that, hold on. Yeah, so just run a tiny smidge of grease around the terminal, around the thread a little bit. Get that up finger tight. Okay, so we've got this side on as well. Yeah, obviously, just make sure you get the negative onto the negative and the positive onto the positive. If you've removed it, it'll be fresh in your mind, but if you're just putting one on, you might need a refresher. But yeah, it's white and red, positive, and then the black and yellow is the negative, the ground. All right, so I'm going to do these up with our trusty 8mm Of course you could do it with the Phillips on the top again, but you'd have to take this off. So I'm just going to nip them up. Yeah, I don't need to do them too tight. I'm going to position my cable there. Alright, okay, so then it's up. Next bit is that strap. Don't really want to trap the cable, so yeah, I'm trying to do this one hand. Right out there. Pull, stretch, clip, bosh. Right, that's in. That's secure. Breathers on, terminals are done up. Right, so before assembling the rest of the trim, I'm going to check to see if it works, see if we've got some power. Alright, moment of truth, guys. Please. Yes, can you see that? Yeah, boy, we have power. Alright. So we should be good. Can you see that? Neutral light, all light. Game on. Okay, so well now. So what we're going to do is put it back together and start it. Obviously the reverse of what we did. Okay, all back together, seats on. Ready to start it up and see if we've got all the lights going, ready for the MOT in about 2 hours time. Alright, so fuel's on. Again, we have our lights, we're happy. Right, I'm going to try and do this all one-handed, as usual. Yeah, nice bright lights. Right, let's see how she goes. I'll try and rest the phone there. I need to throttle. She sounds good. These lights are very bright. Alright, we're good. Alright, let's see an indicator check over here. Oh yeah, flashing like an old man. Business. Business. Yeah, boy. Good to go. Ready for MOT. Right, boom, shakalaka. Right, so hopefully that's been helpful. I have to replace the battery on the Kawasaki KMX 125. Out with the old in with the new. Get another year's ticket on it and do a bit of off-roading. Take it easy, peeps.